Welcome to Lecture 1.2, Addition with Negative Numbers. So let's take one step back and look on a number line what it looks like to add two positive numbers. So here's an example, 3 plus 5. So I start at 0 and I move 3 units forward, or I should say 3 units to the right. And then from this 3 units to the right, I move 5 more units to the right, and I land on 8. So 3 plus 5 is 8. Now let's take that example and change it to one positive number and one negative number. So again, on a number line, let's take, for example, 3 plus a negative 5. So first, I move to the right 3 units, and then I add negative 5 units. Now when we move negative 5 units, we move to in the left-hand direction. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I land on negative 2. Now let's try one negative number and one positive number. Negative 4 plus 9. So on the number line, we're going to start going to the left, negative 4. So to the left, 4 units. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm going to add a positive 9 units. So I move to the right 9 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I land on 5. So my answer is 5, positive 5. Now let's try two negative numbers. So a negative 2 plus a negative 4. So I start at 0 and I go a negative 2 units. That means 2 units to the left. 1, 2. And now I add 4 more units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I end at negative 6, and that's my solution. So let's take a look at this. What did we do? Well, to add two numbers with the same sign, we just add the numbers and we keep the sign. For example, our 3, positive 3 plus positive 5, we add the two numbers, 3 plus 5, and we keep it positive. For the two negatives, think of it like this. The negative 2 and the negative 4 have the same sign, so just work with the 2 and the 4. So 2 plus 4 is 6, and we keep the sign as negative. When they're different signs, we subtract the two values and then keep the sign of the larger number. For example, negative 4 plus 9. We can say that's 9 minus 4 equals 5, and the 9 was the larger number, so our solution is going to be positive. Now for 3 plus a negative 5, we can say 5 minus 3, which is 2, but our original larger number was negative 5. So our answer is negative 2. So let's see that in play, but with the same two numbers. Let's add all the combinations of positive and negative 10 and 15. So I wrote down all the different combinations. I have a positive 10 and a positive 15, a positive 10 and a negative 15, a negative 10 and a positive 15, and a negative 10 and a negative 15. So let's add these up. Positive 10 plus positive 15, we add the two together, and since they're the same sign, we keep the sign, 25. 10 plus a negative 15, we take the difference of the two, which is 5. 15 minus 10 is 5. And we keep the sign of the larger, which is the minus 15. or I should say 15 is larger than 10. Let's try negative 10 plus positive 15. So again, we're going to do the subtraction because they're different signs. 15 minus 10 is 5, and 15 is larger than 10, so it stays positive. Now, negative 10 plus negative 15, we add the two together, which is, since they share the same sign, which is 25, but they're both negative, so it stays negative, negative 25. So let's take a problem and simplify our problem. 10 plus a negative 5. Now they're different signs, so we're going to take the difference and give the sign of the larger number. So 10 minus 5 is 5, and the 10 was larger than the 5, so we keep it positive. Let's write down the rest of our problem. Let's work with the next one. 5 plus a negative 3. Again, they're different signs, so we take the difference, we take subtraction. 5 minus 3, which is 2, and 5 is larger than 3, so we keep it positive. Now we're down to 2 plus 4, and 2 plus 4 is 6. Okay. Let's try another one, maybe a little bit more confusing looking. We have one set of parentheses or braces right as negative 3 plus a negative 10, and then we have another one. So we have to follow our order of operation. So negative 3 plus a negative 10. Since they're the same sign, we add them together, which is 13, and we keep the sign. Let's do the other set of braces, which is 8 plus a negative 2. They're different signs, so we take the difference, 8 minus 2, which is 6, and we keep the sign of the larger number, which is 8. Now we have a new equation of negative 13 plus 6. Different signs, so we take the difference. 13 minus 6 is 7, and 13 is bigger than 6, so our end result is negative, negative 7. Let's try one more. If you can't read my writing, that is an 8. We have negative 27 plus negative 56 plus negative 89. They're all the same sign. So off to the side, I'm going to make this problem a little bit easier for me. I'm going to add them all together. 9 plus 6 is 15, plus 7 is 22. Carry the 2. 8 plus 2 is 10, plus 5 is 15, plus 2 is 72. So I have 172, but they were all negative, so we keep the sign of negative. And one last one to try out. We do the parentheses first. So off to the side, I'm going to say 5, 12. They are opposite signs, so 3, 1, 8. I'm going to do the subtraction. Is 4. I have to borrow from the 5. 10 minus 1 is 9. So 194, but the 512 was the negative. So my new problem is 106 plus a negative 194. Again, my values are opposite signs, so I'm going to take the difference. 194 minus 106. Need to borrow from the 9. 14 minus 6 is 8. 8. So it's 88. But the 194 was bigger than the 106, so I keep it negative. Okay, so let's apply the concepts that we learned about positive and negative numbers. So here's a problem. While gambling in Las Vegas, a person wins $74 playing blackjack and then loses $141 on roulette. Let's use positive and negative numbers to write the situation in symbols, meaning let's write it out in math. So $74 plus a negative $141 because they won $74 on playing blackjack, but they lost $141 on the roulette. What does that equal? Right, so off to the side, I'm going to say 141 minus 74, borrow from the 4, it's 67, but the 141 was larger than, a bigger number than 74, so it must be negative. So they lost $67. Let's try another one. A stock gains 2 points on Wednesday, then loses 1 point on Thursday, and gains 3 on Friday. Let's use positive and negative numbers and addition to write the situation in symbols, and then we'll simplify. So 2 points on Wednesday is a plus 2, then loses 1 point on Thursday, that's a minus 1, and I'm sticking with addition because it told me to stay with addition. So I add a negative 1. And then I add a positive 3 for Friday. So 2 plus a negative 1 is 1 plus 3. So 4 points is the total change. That's it for this video. So until later, be seeing you.